5 out of race 5. Sixth race, scratch the 3, dial me up. Scratch number 3. Race 7 is the Park Avenue division of the New York Stallion Stakes, and there are no changes. The 8th race, the Memories of Silver Stakes. Scratch the 6, Song of Innocence. Scratch number 6, and note that number 3, Frost Me, will be 1 pound over. And in today's 9th and final race, note that for number 3, Summer at the Spa, there's no change of equipment. She wore blinkers in her last start. She'll wear blinkers again today. And number 4, Towering Gaze, runs with a hood again. Main track is fast, outer turf good, inner turf firm. We'll be back at 12:50 to reprise the changes. Today's first race post time is at 1:20. Up next, the closing day edition of Talking Horses with Andy Serling and Anthony Stabile.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses, the final Talking Horses of the Aqueduct meet. Next time we're here, it'll be Breeders' Cup weekend in November.
Yeah, crazy to think like that, huh?
He is the Big A, Anthony Stabile.
Hello.
I'm not. And we saw some nice racing yesterday. Thought that what's his name?
Hard Love.
Hard Love. I want to say Hard Love. You know, he had a workmanlike win, as they say, to start his year, but I think he has some promise. You know, give him a chance to improve off of that. Obviously, the biggest race was the one down at Oaklawn yesterday. Any thoughts on the Apple Blossom?
That was a great horse race.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Great horse race. I think too much is probably being made of the rides.
Somebody criticized Laurent Giroux.
Well, I mean, I don't
wrong?
think it's a criticism. It's just
What did he do wrong?
He didn't do anything wrong. Irad Ortiz Jr. is in a zone right now, and he's a strong
Well, he's also
rider.
on the right horse.
He was also on the right horse. I don't disagree.
I don't want to hear all this. I mean, Iron's a fabulous rider. It certainly isn't hurt to have him, but I don't want to hear this, you know.
Well, she came back.
Let's give her the credit
and
not
got
start
her.
with jockeys.
She came back and got her.
Yeah, there was a bad ride in the race. Didn't matter, but it wasn't.
She came back and
two.
got her yesterday. Once, you know, I think she needed to see Monomoy Girl again, because once she re-engaged her, you felt like they could have went around there 3 more times, and she wasn't going to get her.
So you didn't
nose
think the
back in
pivotal
front.
moment was when the announcer said that Monomoy Girl's a length in front? Because that, to me, that was like a Ross
I
Morton
didn't even
call.
hear
Well, She
that.
wasn't a length in front, but yeah, that was the pivotal moment. That was like the old
Wow.
days down at Gulfstream when Ross Morton said the horse was, you know, cruising up on the outside, and they just never seemed to get by.
A length in front.
It is kind of funny. It is. Listen, we all do it, you know? I mean, it's, you know, it's the jinx. It's like me, this horse can't possibly win. And it's just sort of energized. I've done that with a lot of Asmussen horses at Oaklawn. I don't get why this horse is getting bet. I think they're like 8 for 9 or something.
I'm 2 for 2 with Sox this week. Silver State got the money.
Yeah, it's a good call. Yeah, good call. He got a good ride.
He got a good, really good ride.
I thought he would be where Fearless was.
Me
and
too.
Fearless would be where he was.
Me too.
You know, I don't think Fearless ever got comfortable trying to come through on the inside.
don't either.
On handicap, but yeah.
I thought he'd be laid up closer
He has a
behind the
chance to
speed, and Ricardo let him drop back and make the one run. Big effort.
Worked out. Yeah, absolutely.
South Bend won
Good
an
call.
allowance race at Keeneland. I thought he looked good yesterday.
Is he an not Stanley Huff?
Yeah.
Stanley, is he still?
No, it's Mott now. Mott ran him in the Derby and the Travers, remember?
Oh, they bought him.
Yep.
He ran in like the Ohio Derby. He ran second in the Ohio Derby, and that's when they
Dean
bought him or
Martini,
something.
They bought him. He ran him in the Travers. They made him run him in the Derby. And
So this is the Mott Watch. You're on the Mott Watch.
that was a big effort yesterday. Short
If
stretch mile on the
since you're on the
16th.
Mott Watch, why don't you find out from Bill where Speaker's Corners is?
Well, Forzadoro.
No, where Speaker's Corner is.
I will find
Has not
out.
run since breaking his maiden over Greatest Honor, Caddo River.
You did a great job yesterday, by the way.
Thank
7
you.
for 9. I know you with a little more racing luck, you probably would have swept the card. I have a consolation prize.
We got racing luck in race 3 because you got me the purple.
the purple masks that he asked for. There you
What a
go,
guy
buddy.
he is.
One for each of the races you didn't pick.
This is
the
really a
winner.
touching day for me. Let's
It's even in a
let's head
baggie.
over to Naira Bets, before I cry on camera. Buried in there is that promo code, Derby 25. If you're not a member of Naira Bets, what better time to sign up? Not only we match you with $200 of your initial deposit, we'll also give you a free $25 bet on the Derby. Derby, of course, coming up in just 13 days.
You know who took that picture, by the way? Ryan Martin Naira.
No, it says
Ryan Martin
Thompson.
Naira.
It says Ryan Thompson.
Oh,
It's not Ryan Martin Naira.
wow. All right.
I don't think Ryan Martin Naira know how to take a picture.
I would think.
I actually have to call him. 50-50-50. Aqueduct, Keeneland, Oaklawn. Won't be able to do this for a long time. $50 in each track.
Jinguante,
On the app
Jinguante.
only, a $15 bonus. That's through Naira Bets. Another reason to sign up. America's Day at the Races. Try to keep track of this, Anthony. 1 to 2:30 on FS2. 2:30 to 5:30 on 1. I'll be on from 1 to 4:15 in case you're interested. 5:30 to 6:30 on FS2.
It's simple,
It's all
Andy.
on the Naira YouTube channel as well. Also, it's closing day, which means mandatory payout in all pools. There cannot and will not be any carryovers today.
It's not that difficult. You just go to you set it to Fox Sports 2. You go up a channel, and then you go down a channel.
No, FS1 is down.
FS1
is
is down.
401,
Correct.
and
Down,
FS1
yes.
is 400.
Yes, there you go.
I watch the signs when I get home, and I leave. If I leave after I'm off,
Down,
I
up,
get home for the
down.
last half hour or so.
Sounds like an old Nintendo code for like extra men or something. Down, up, down.
Race number 1. I tell you, you could have knocked me out. I just can't believe that you
Here we
put Chad
go.
Brown in here.
Here we
Dr.
go.
Ardito, I don't disagree with you. Dr. Ardito, we'll take a look at him finishing second. He is way the horse to beat in here. I don't have a real problem with that, but I don't think he's supposed to be a substantial favorite over Shinjuku. See how it
Shinjuku
works out, but
has his aluminum pad on again, Shinjuku.
oh, I love those pads.
Yeah, this horse made up a lot of ground in his debut through Chocolade, who came back to run second to Lobster last time.
Who beat Our Man Mike, who beat
Yep.
Shinjuku.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess.
Stretching out, getting onto dry ground. You could say maybe he loved the wet track. He's bred to like the wet track, Dr. Ardito,
He
but
just ran his race.
yeah, he just ran his race.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that he is substantially more likely to win this race than Shinjuku.
Okay.
I thought Shinjuku last time out, he showed a tremendous amount of speed in there. That was a quick pace. He was really almost too aggressive. It's almost like he helped set the race up for a stablemate who won the race. I thought he was okay off that race, and he took a real step forward and thought he was dangerous. I see on the morning line, my brother Neil is a similar price. I don't like him. Do you like him?
I put him third.
I got him fourth.
I think
I'm not-
there's a big gap between the first two and the next two.
Really?
I do.
Why? What's what about Big George's Kingdom? Why can't he be competitive here? He's back in with New York breds. Finished second to that Chad Brown horse, the Paul Popple horse they sold. They ran the huge race for Todd. I know he ran back bad in the Bluegrass, but that's not that surprising. I don't know why Big George's Kingdom. I think the 5 is more likely to win than the 3. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Want a bit of lunch on that? I went to lunch yesterday.
Nah.
Got right back to 64. Really?
Nah.
Don't think we should have some like lunches and every
We
race or
will.
something?
I'm sure we will.
For closing day, I got my lunch pen out. I don't want to be accused of not having a pen.
So wait, do you want to do one a race? I'll do one a race.
But we don't have to. But somebody on Twitter made a comment that I wasn't even hadn't have any pens or something. I even had to borrow a pen to write down our bets. People really, I got to give people credit. They're very creative with the.
All right, let's do
idiocy.
one a race. I'll take 3 over 5.
Okay,
I like that.
5 over 3. We're at 64.
Yep.
Well, that would be fun. Okay. Well, we might not be able to bet every race, but anyway, race number 2. I thought race number 2 was very easy, very interesting. Not easy, very hard actually. And the conversation starts the horse you have on top that I don't particularly like, but will absolutely acknowledge can win. That's Gotta Go Mo. In general, I'm not going to rely on short-priced horses off of form on the Gulfstream turf course. I don't know where the heck this horse's last race came from. It was coming off an 10.5-month layoff. He ran. That figure's legit. I got no problem with it. I just don't know where it came from.
She also beat a horse that's won, Awesome Roar is as hickory as they come. Awesome Roar's won double-digit races in her career, and more often than not, when you see these horses,
I know. She won
you see
Cruiser
these
Buyer in her next start.
Yeah, lightly raced horses take on those old pros. They usually have a tough time, but she went right through her conditions 10 months apart, like you said, from the maiden to the A of the N anyway. I hear what you're saying about the Gulfstream Park form. I do. I understand it.
She might win. She may win. A lot of horses can win this race.
A lot of
Honestly,
horses
other
could
than
win the
Dahl,
race.
I'm not going to be overly shocked by anybody. I can't believe you have VIP Nation your top 2. Does she know that you've
I got a
broken up with her?
third. I got a
Does she
third.
know that you guys aren't dating anymore? Because you
I don't
guys had a
know.
long, extended
I
relationship.
feel like she's the kind of horse that needs one off the bench. I don't think that
You
one
think she's a
race-
6-furlong horse?
She
I know.
probably wants a little bit more ground.
I
Yeah.
know. And I also think that her form is a little bit not quite as good as it looks in
Dressed
some of
up
these
a little bit?
races.
Yeah, maybe.
I know she's off a layoff. I didn't like her. Gotta Go Mo can win. I thought Violent Point would be speed inside of her. I don't particularly love Violent Point, though I think she does have some turf races that are okay. I'm going to get a little bit creative in this race. Wait a second. You've got Dahl second.
I do.
Based on what?
I thought she could work out the right trip in here, and I thought the races for Rudy were better than the races she ran for anybody else.
Well, she has one phony win on December 10th on the turf course that is a 5th surface or something. So other than that, she's completely uncompetitive in this race. And she has Irad Ortiz, so she's going to get overbet. So to me, she's the very essence of horrid value.
Okay.
I think I don't like her at all.
3 over 1?
No.
They're similar prices.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I prefer 5 over 3. Do you want that one?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. As far as Silky Blue, I just thought she's sort of logical. I think less distance is actually better for her, and I thought that would help her out, and she's kind of wants to pick up pieces. I picked Dancing with Daffodils, though, because I'm looking at this race forever, and I don't like any of them, really. I mean, I could see all of them, a lot of them winning. I could see the 1 winning. I could
And if you
see the
feel
2
that way,
winning.
you might as well take a big
I could see the
price.
5 winning. I might as well take a price. And the thing with Dancing with Daffodils is she has had horrid trips. The last turf race 2 back, she was wide in a slow-paced race against a gold rail. The time before that, she got in another race that had a ridiculously slow pace, and she was forced to be too close, and she was wide the whole way. The time before that, she had a crazy trip behind Short Poor, who was speed. She had a big trip in the lovely Lil race as well. She's got nothing but trips. She ran well enough going long and suggest maybe she can go long. I still think she's a better sprinter. And I just thought, she's got a race, can win. She actually had that one race in the dirt. I know it was a couple months ago, but you know what? I just always like this horse. I think she's got races that are close enough to give her a chance. And at 8-10 to 1, I'd rather bet her than a whole lot of horses at much shorter prices.
She was fortunate last time, too. The first 2 horses just buried the field. She was able to get third money and actually earn some cash for the connections. I'll tell you what, and I don't know if we had talked about this, that was a brave move last time because she's a useful mare, and dropping her in for the quarter, I mean, look at the pot in this race,
agree.
$74,000.
Where was I? I would have claimed her.
That's a
I got
a lot of
$25,000 in my
money.
pocket at all times, or 25 cents. I got a few quarters.
So, yeah, that was a bold move last time, getting a race
As a
under.
6-year-old mare, I don't listen. I'm not going to make a big case for her.
Any
but
of
I
these-
think she's
any
a
of these
viable
horses
long
could win.
shot that could outrun her odds.
Any of these horses could win.
And, yeah, this is. I thought this was a very, very tricky race.
Yep, I
We'll see
agree.
what happens. Yeah, and I don't know about Gotta Go Mo. It's not my kind of horse. Race number 3. My basic feeling in race number 3, those are not the right picks. Now, I may have sent them in wrong, but my picks are 9, 5, 8, 2. It's very possible I sent them in wrong, and if I did, I apologize, but my selections in this race are 9, 5, 8, 2, 6. We can correct those, and while we are, let's take a look at the 8 Easy to Bless winning last time at Fairgrounds. This horse, Easy to Bless, might win this race. I think you felt the same way. She's going to be favored because of that silly 77 buyer, 2 to 5, and a sloppy off the turf race. Other than that, she's definitely a major contender in here, but nothing more.
No, I don't disagree with you here. She's a major contender. Is she worthy of being a heavy favorite? No, absolutely not, because this figure, I cannot imagine believing that this figure is the
So it's
rule
likely to
as
be
opposed to
repeated
the
here.
exception.
Yeah. If it's repeated, I like her chances.
Oh,
I think she'd be, if I knew she was going to run a buyer in the mid-70s, I'd feel pretty confident
would you?
about her.
Yeah,
I
you're a
like
very
her.
brave man.
Yeah, we can bet on that. If she runs a 75 buyer, she'll win.
Yeah, what can we get on under 77 buyer today for her?
Yeah, and it's just, they get better for those numbers.
And she could win, but she can win. She's a competitor based on her, even if you knock 10 points off that figure, she's a competitor based off that race.
Other than your, mad love affair for Wayne Potts, and I think it's really touching. I really do. Are you guys? You got a picture together?
I
the
had
two of
no
you?
idea
You get
what
a
to,
picture,
I
you and
had
Wayne.
no idea what to do.
I
in here.
agree, but why a horse that's going to get overbet off one figure that seems a little bit shaky the more you look at it, and did run all right last time, but every race stinks. But maybe the last race is listen. The last race makes this horse a player.
Don't you feel like
I don't
this
like
horse
the
is the last race makes her a player, and don't you feel like she's just run against better in both of her last 2 starts? I do.
Well,
I feel like she's running against
except
better
if
horses.
you like her off a race 2 back, you're kind of supposed to like the 5 you don't have in the top 4, who ran against Timed Out and
I don't
actually
like the
was-
train. I don't like the trainer change.
Okay, I don't care about that.
Okay.
I would be very. The other problem with Tap the Barrel is you're picking horses that are ridden by Irad Ortiz, so you're guaranteed to get bad value. And so for my money, the 4 is a pitch for that reason. Not saying the horse can't win.
Okay.
But I'm never going to pick a horse that I don't really trust and don't particularly like. And then Irad is riding, and so if you're supposed to get 6 to 1, you're getting 4 to 1 or 9 to 2, and I can't do it. Because as good as Irad is, it
Okay.
doesn't matter that much. He just did not carry him across the finish line, contrary to what people on Twitter think. I think Take It Off is very dangerous in here, and I was actually going to pick this horse on top off the claim. I don't care about the claim one way or the other. It's not very good, obviously, this horse, but at least kind of a forward horse in this race. Didn't think there was a ton of pace. Thought he'd sit off at up 74, who comes off a dressed-up Gold Rail win. You love those. You got him third. But I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick an Oscar Brera horse. And frankly, I had busted my groove third even before Friday. So after Friday, and the horse yesterday, who got bet off the board, blew the brake badly.
Race was over at the start.
What's the name?
Agreed.
Mind the something?
Mind the coin.
Mind the coin. And I've never loved this horse, but I think he makes a ton of sense in here. And you've got a trainer whose horse is clearly found new life here Friday, and so I'm going to put that horse on top. I'm going to mostly use 5, 9, and 5. Can I bet the 9 over the 4?
I was going to say, you want the 5? Do you want the 5 or the 9?
I want the 9 over the 4.
You got it.
Got a lot of action today. This is very exciting.
What a race!
One race
I like
following it
this.
home. I'll put them out on Twitter. Really might be the only interesting thing going on between us today. Certainly nothing
disagree.
worse. Big scratch in race number 4.
Yes.
David Aragona made a good point. You think it's the first time David made
I
it,
saw
or
the
Nick
Twitter.
Tamro made
Fantastic.
it? First time that Randy ever, Randy Purcell scratched a horse because he didn't want it to get claimed. You were bravely betting against this horse last time. I scratched into the 5. Go ahead. With do you like a horse with Irad Ortiz that can't get the distance?
I took Jen.
You and Irad today. You guys are like.
I took Jen's battle, assuming she'd be put into the right spot, whether that is on the lead or just off the lead. I wanted the horses that were going to be forward. I wanted the horse that was going to be forward in here, and I think it's going to be her.
What makes you think she wants a mile?
I don't
16.
know if she wants a mile on a 16.
And she's a short price with Irad Ortiz. She's going to be favored with Irad.
I don't
and
know
the
if
distance is a gigantic question on
Yeah,
this
she
horse.
ran that one race against Giacosa.
She's no running at all, and she
Silky
flattened out in a
Blue.
mile. She got a perfect trip behind a fast pace, and
she
did
might
nothing.
not. She might not get the mile. I feel like she found the right bunch to try it against.
I guess. I got her third, but I think she's a horrible bet in this race. The problem is I don't know who the good bets are in this race. Maybe Randy will win with Sky Kitten. Not impossible.
I would imagine she's on the lead and Jen's battle's sidled up right alongside of her, right?
Micro Millions, turf races. I know they were for Todd, but they're good enough to win in here. I think she's just a very logical horse off of those races, and I always respect Mike Trombetta coming in. He's coming with Our Little Jewel. I sort of end up on them by default.
Yeah.
So who should I take over the 3? I want to take the 7 over the 3.
Sure. This is
Jen's
fun.
battle can win. I just.
I see where you're coming.
I
Listen,
can't bet
the
this horse
mile
won
on the
16th.
16th is a huge question mark.
Yeah.
A huge question
And it's
mark.
just, once again, it's Irad. Have you picked Irad in every race so far? No, Manny Franco in the first race. Does Irad know? Oh, he didn't ride the first. Well, so wait a second. Let me see. Well,
I wound up on him in the 5th. I scratched in the 5th.
yeah, so 4 for 4 with Irad. Let's go to the 5th.
This was the biggest scratch of the
Yes,
meat.
This was a big scratch today. There were a number of big scratches today, not just Mo Maverick, because obviously he was a speed, though he was a speed and
loves it here, loves the distance. He was
he was
gonzo
a
today.
very questionable horse, but nonetheless.
He was going to have everything his
So
own way
here's
today.
my problem with Big Package, who you have on top and is now going to be favored. Because Discretionary Mark won't be favored over him. You've even finally given up on Discretionary Mark. Congratulations. Really, that's huge.
It was a big moment
Yeah,
for me.
I feel proud. I feel
Big
quietly
moment
proud.
yesterday afternoon when I put the picks up.
I know you like this horse.
I
This
do.
is lost by a nose. The reality is, though, now you've got a horse, Irad Ortiz is going to be over bet, and you're betting a dead closer in a race with no pace.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about
As the favorite.
I thought about switching this up and putting Valmont on top. Valmont, I mean,
Well, we talk about Big Package, so we'll get to Valmont.
okay. I mean, look, this horse is, Maxwell Esquire's a stakes tie.
But this was a monster pace that totally
was.
incinerated,
It
to be
was.
fair. And the third place finisher moved too soon in there, or he might have won. Certainly
was.
would have been second.
This horse has run 4 times on the
Would've been
turf.
one.
The races he lost, he got beat by Maxwell Esquire, turned aside, and Maxwell Esquire was in there again. I mean, he's just run against better horses, and now.
Well, they weren't better horses necessarily when he ran against them.
Well, Maxwell
They've
Esquire,
improved
I
a
mean,
lot,
Maxwell Esquire was
But that
good.
was a dream setup. Isn't he a terrible favorite, though, in a paceless race?
Listen, I scratched into him. Like I said, I thought about
you
putting
scratched him,
Valmont on
right,
top.
but-
So, I was pretty confident that Mo Maverick was just going to get in front of these horses and keep going today.
He's a tough horse to be confident about.
I guess. I thought it was eights. I thought it was eights and sixes now.
I think he's a terrible bet in this race at a short price. Irad Ortiz, et cetera, et cetera. As far as Valmont, this is a situation, and Ray Handel, one of the things about Ray is he knows races where there isn't a lot of speed, and he makes sure to put his horses in the race.
No question about it.
Now, I'm not saying there's going to be a send here, but he's going to be forward. I looked at that race in the Mo Maverick race when he lost. He actually didn't run that badly in there. He's got some races that are okay, and I thought he could be forward, because I don't really like Keon BC. I think Big Package is a horrible bet in here, though obviously it's not impossible to win. I was going to pick Ghost Giant, but he seems to be compromised by the pace as well, though I think that Trevor will put him in the game as well. So the two I want to focus in on here are Ghost Giant and the number 6 Valmont. I think that both of them can be a little bit forward. I mean, the speed is the 1A. Discretionary mark. If he wins, I lose. It's just as simple as that. Now, he has gotten lucky in won races when he's been able to control in sort of preposterous scenarios, but doesn't it feel like his form has kind of fallen apart, too?
I would be stunned, Andy, if Valmont's not in front of him.
I'll be stunned if he is.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if he is.
I would be stunned if
Okay,
if
one of us
Valmont's
is
not in
definitely going to be
front of him.
shocked. So should we get smelling salts, wherever we are, to have them ready? Because one of us is going to be shocked. I'm going to guess it's you.
Okay.
How far in front of the 180 do you think the 6 will be?
I think Valmont will be in front. I don't know how far. I don't know
that much.
You know, I mean, half length. I don't know.
We're not betting on that.
Okay.
I am going to take. I'm going to give you one here. I'm going to take the 2 over the 8
Wow. Okay.
because I love you. And
I appreciate that. I love you too.
I know you do. And you'll probably be down 4 lunches already, and I mean, you need to have something. I don't want everybody to think at home, like Frank, that all I do is take advantage of you.
This guy
I hope
is
Frank is
so
watching
cocky.
today.
He's given me
I'm
a Rad
cocky.
Ortiz
I'm
Jr. in
cocky.
4 races, and he thinks
Dude,
I'm going to be down 4.
Dude, I'm cocky. You wrote the book on cocky. In the dictionary, next to cocky is Anthony Stabile's picture.
That is not
I
inaccurate.
know. I'm aware of that. Believe me, I can only learn cocky from you. I think this is interesting. The horse, like Sanctuary City, is 9-2 on the line, and keep in mind, it's going to be much shorter now. Why would I like that horse?
Listen, again,
Going 6 furlongs?
Another scratch into
Didn't win
4
at 6.
certainly looks like he did win at 6.
To be fair.
But it certainly looks like this is a race to knock the rust
He's
off a
got
little
no
bit.
speed.
And now,
He makes your horse look fast.
Now his day is kind of over before it starts with.
The only reason I don't
Maverick gone.
like against Big Package, you know I like Big Package too. You know that I've always been
I'm a fan,
of him
man.
as well.
But he's compromised today.
All right, Irad Ortiz will be back in just a moment for races 6 through 9, and I'm looking forward. Oh, you got Irad in the next race too. We've got that to look forward to. Let's see if Anthony and Irad can sweep the card right after a quick break.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit nairabets.com.
Andy Serling and Irad Ortiz joining you for the second half of Talking Horses. We're a little disappointed.
I wish I had that left hand.
Only picked one more Irad horse. Are you sure Irad made it back from Oakland?
I wish I had that left hand.
Are you sure that you made it back from Irad made it back from Oakland? Let me ask you a question. Are you going to be like, if Irad didn't make it back from Oakland, here's what's worse. You won't have Irad, and the horses will still get overbet by people thinking Irad's riding them.
Oh, if there's no Irad, it'll be like in the end of Trading Places. Sell, Mortimer, sell. You'll never see a fat guy get to his laptop quicker if there's a bunch of rider changes today. Trust that.
Race number 6. We're going to have to get creative in here. Altaf is a horse that I absolutely have no problem with somebody want to bet against this horse.
Me either.
And I'll tell you a story about this horse, which I don't think Chad Brown would mind my telling. This horse, as some will remember, obviously extremely visually impressive. And David Aragona reminded me that this is the one that it was a good scratch for him because he had made this horse 6-1 in the CCA Oaks. And he said this was a great scratch for me. And it reminded me of when Eric made Lisa's booby trap like 6-1 in a 5-horse field, and I didn't have her in my top 4, and she opened up 1-5, and Eric said to me, I guess you and I are the only 2 people in Saratoga that didn't know about Lisa's booby trap. She was obviously really impressive. I called Chad when she scratched. I was concerned that there was an issue, and he said, you know, I don't know. I just didn't like how she
just
was
wasn't
going
right. That's
this
what he
morning.
said.
He said, I just didn't like how she looked going this morning, and it's probably nothing, and I'm probably being overly cautious, but I can't run her. And as it turned out, it clearly was. I don't know what it was.
Now that's opening weekend in Saratoga.
It was a grade 1.
It's 2 months.
It was going to be 2-1.
It's 2 months after her debut.
Yeah. So,
and we haven't now seen her for 9 more months.
The other significant problem is the race dramatically changed when Dial Me Up scratched.
Sure.
Because there wasn't much pace to begin with. And when she came out, Risk Model, a horse that I don't have any respect for particularly, she becomes the controlling speed with blinkers on with Kendrick. And she's going in the front. And the thing is, she's probably a little better going shorter. She becomes very, very dangerous in this race with the scratch. You have to admit that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though.
And Altaf is hurt by the scratch.
I think her problem, but Brisk Model, those 2-mile races to start her career, and then even that race around the 2 turns at Monmouth. I mean, you would think at 4-5 on the lead, on a pretty, you know, on a fast lead going 1.70 miles, she's supposed to just keep going, and she didn't. I have serious questions about her distance. Now, you're right. Her job is made a whole lot easier today. Because she went from being, I don't want to say on the chase, but being off the pace behind Dial Me Up to being able to set an even easier lead than Dial Me Up figured to set. Because the only horse that's supposed to be within earshot of her early is Love and Love. I mean, the rest of them.
No.
Well, who else is going to be?
Eloquent Speak.
I get Eloquent Speak. But they've taken Eloquent Speak. They've made it their business to take Eloquent Speak.
At 6 furlongs.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're going to change that because of the distance. This is work.
She'll be in front of the 1. We can certainly bet that on that.
I wouldn't bet it,
certainly
but
bet on
I
that.
mean,
she'll be in front of the 1.
I don't know why you would. These tactics have worked in her last 2 starts.
She's faster.
But
You're
she's
going
faster.
a mile.
But she's run better.
She'll be last if they're not aggressive with her here. Well, no, she'll probably beat Halo City, and she might beat Frenzy Freedom. This is going to be a tough one for us to bet on. I'm going to take. How about 7/6? That's like a fair one, right?
Oh, sure.
I'll take
I like
7/6. That's a fair, because neither one of us particularly likes our
I
horses.
don't really
here,
like Risk Model, and that's fine. I'll do that.
Okay, 7/6. As far as Altaf, I don't know what to expect from her. She's obviously very talented. That was an extremely impressive win last time. I mean, she just destroyed those horses.
Yeah.
And I know those big kind of closes, they can sometimes be a little deceptive because they look so impressive visually, but that was a good performance by her. She ran, but she also got a fast pace going a mile around 1 turn, and this is a different scenario.
She was a good performance for a guy who runs his horses through their conditions. He was running her in the Coaching Club American Oaks off that race.
And you may recall, that may not have been one of the great Coaching Club American Oaks.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but I'm not saying it was, rather. But what I'm saying is he still was. I mean, you kind of have a feeling for it, but you still do it.
He needs to just run some of those maidens in grade 1s, though.
Yeah, Glorana.
Glorana won a grade 1 or 2nd start.
That's what I just said.
That horse that won.
Those are the types that he does it with.
That horse, well, she won a wet track. That horse who won, was it 2 weeks ago in the wet track? On Sunday, the first race? The Three Chimneys horse.
That's the 92 buyer?
Yeah, it was fast Glorana. I think she got a 95 first time out.
Yep.
That horse is good.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe in a wet track, though. He had the 2. He was the day after Stage Raider. The 2 fast figures. We'll see. I'm glad to see Altaf back, but I certainly don't want to lean on her at a short price, and I don't know if you're getting. I don't think that she and Love are going to be that close, but you never know.
I think it's a positive sign too that he's running her the mile, not like giving her a race or anything.
What do you think of Love and Love, by the way? Who does like a mile?
She likes the mile.
Her last race dresses her up a little bit.
Yep, very much so.
You know, the big fig, the slow pace.
Very much so. She was just right there off a slow pace.
Not that it was bad, but it's not as good as the 87.
It's not as good as it. Right. It's not as good as the fig. Agreed.
Race number 7. Anthony is going to break the string. Irad, I'm sorry. He just couldn't take She's a Dirty and a Rudy horse, too. Well, he's disrespectful to Irad and Rudy. The love affair ends. That's it. Just 5, you and Irad. Wouldn't it be funny if Irad won the last 3?
No,
none of the
it
early
would be
ones?
awful. No offense, buddy. Win the middle 4 or 5. Take the early pick 4, like this guy tried doing yesterday. Please.
So she's a dirty.
I don't want to hear
so,
it.
Sorry.
I don't want to hear it all day. This phone will explode all day.
I'm very busy on TV. I can't be bothered to text when I'm on TV.
Yeah, exactly. It's like me on radio.
So Lau Bandit Prayer, she's a neat horse. We'll take a look at her finishing second in the Franklin Square. Secret Love's pretty good who beat her. Because the thing is, Secret Love, if she was eligible for this race, would have been very, very tough in here. She ran well, and I'll tell you something else. She didn't run badly going a mile last time in the Busher, where there was no pace and she had to be closer than she wanted to be. I know she doesn't have much speed. The 4's probably going with Shaker Shack. I just think, how is she going to lose this race?
I don't know.
She's just better than these
I
horses.
don't know.
She's supposed to. I mean, what's her morning line?
4 to 5.
Right. So you've got Jill's a hot mess second. I just got a text that. I didn't know that until a friend of mine just alerted me to that because he's paying attention. I'm not.
I'm betting this race. I'm betting 1, 2, 1, 3.
Okay. How is Jill's a hot mess possibly going to
I
be
want
second?
the horses that, well, last time she just sat off the pace and passed. I think there's enough speed in here that there's going to be a decent enough pace. I just want the horses that are going to pass. I want 1, 2, 1, 3.
Okay. I'll take the 5 over either the 2 or 3. You tell me which one.
2. I like Jill's a hot mess in here.
5 over 2. Okay. Okay, I think you're drinking or something, but God bless you.
Keep telling me I'm drinking, man.
She'll be a huge
I haven't
price.
had a drink. Well, I'll have a drink tomorrow for Pete's birthday. Tomorrow's Pete's birthday.
Very
We'll have a
exciting.
drink for Pete's birthday
Wish him a
tomorrow.
happy birthday for me.
Well, he's probably watching, so.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Pete. Doesn't he get enough of you?
One would think.
Seriously. Do you
I've
have
been
a
told.
camera on Pete?
I've been told you can't get enough of the Big A. That's just what I've been told.
Yeah. That was somebody who was drinking.
You could be right.
You're making a great point. I think you're insane. I think Shaker Shack's actually pretty good, and she actually rated and ran pretty well last time. Betsy Blue just got up to beat her in there. I like Shaker Shack as a horse. I think she's the logical other horse. Lourdes Bellamy, last time was the time. She didn't even get bet, and she still won. I think that's the only first timer I've guessed on that won in the last year.
Oh, that's right. You like
Right?
that.
It's like with those. When you win with a first-time starter that you guess with, I always feel like I cheated. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because you think about all this work you do, you try to pick these horses, and then you go, just guess with the Todd Pletcher first-time starter, the horse wins base $12. And it's like, I wasn't really a smart pick. That was just lucky. I mean, I guess you should have some evening factor because you have to pick a lot of these races with first
Correct.
and you're going to be wrong a lot, but it is sort of amusing. So Chad Brown has 2 in the Memories of Silver, named for the Jimmy Toner runner. It was a fabulous runner. Jerry Bailey rode as well. A wonderful racehorse. And I got to tell you,
The first.
Anthony,
No.
how long?
Was she the first Breeders' Cup filly in that turf winner?
Soaring Softly.
That was Soaring Softly.
How long have you been waiting for the rematch since this incredible battle in the bog at Belmont in the Chelsea Flower?
You would think that.
I mean, this was like a battle of the Titans, Anthony.
I think a lot of people get confused because I usually have bated breath. It's just because I'm a little overweight.
This is Monomoy Girl and Latrushka on the turf.
Yeah,
I mean, this is.
Isn't
what
it?
it's all about.
Isn't it
I have a
more? Isn't it
question.
more intense than that because they share a Shedro?
It's only good because I actually bet on Ingracia that
We
day.
both did,
Otherwise,
right?
I'd be
Did we both
bitter
bet
and
on him?
not shown it. Otherwise, maybe I would have shown the Jimmy Durante. I have a question about slumber. Is Sol Cuban standing slumber in his front yard?
That'd be awesome.
That would be great, wouldn't it? I'll have to check with Michael Dubb about that. See if he's standing. I love that Sol has a slumber. Of course, slumber's a horse they all bought from Juddmonte that Chad did.
Yep.
From the Manhattan. I think maybe multiple grade ones, right? He ran 3rd in the Breeders' Cup.
I thought so.
3rd or 4th, yeah. He was.
He was useful. He went from like a mile to a mile and a half too, right?
So why do you prefer the 1 to 2 to the 1, Mr. Stabile?
I did not love her trip in the Jessamine, and her other 2 races are wins. She's dealt with some give in the ground. Now this course is being run over
It's firm or good,
you know.
but there's a little give on it.
I would think there's a little give, right?
Even if it's firm, I don't care.
Because like you said, it hasn't been that warm. The
Yeah.
sun hasn't been out.
Though it's nice today, right?
It's nice today, but you would think there's some residual moisture in the racetrack.
It's April. How firm can it
April.
be? It was firm before it rained, but I agree with you. I mean, I'm saying it's bad. It's
And
just,
listen, they were nose apart, so obviously Fluffy Socks had no problem dealing with it. She won in that bog at
I'll be honest, I thought that Fluffy Socks handled the bog better than Gracia did.
yeah.
He was all over the track.
But I think that's the point, right? The Jessamine trip was not a very good one, and that's her firm turf race. She's, chasing, well, not chasing, but following Aunt Pearl around there. Aunt Pearl won 3 in a row. I think there's probably a little more upside with Gracia.
So we'll take a look at. I don't know. I think they're both of upside. I decided to take Gracia. I like her a little more. Take a look at Oyster Box. This is 2 back before she finished 3rd behind Domain Expertise, a race where she really just sucked up and kind of got 3rd a little by default. I thought she was an improving horse for Graham Motion that showed something last year, and I didn't think she was that bad in here. I look at her as a Tapit and a Star Former. There aren't any long distance race. I'll tell you something. You know what Graham Motion is thinking with this filly? I guarantee he's thinking with this filly. If she gets a little better, and she's good enough, that 3rd leg of the triple thing that they run at like 7 miles at Belmont, where the horse that can win are Europeans. This horse has a big pedigree to go long, like really long. Star Former was really good. Judmont horse that Mott had, right? That was terrific. I think she went the way of Glens Falls type races.
And isn't she? I think she's the dam of one of the horses that Mott had win those 1 3/8 allowance races. I think
it's a big pedigree and Tapit. This horse should want to go run all
9
day.
miles, yes.
And this is a race that I got to think that Graham Motion is on the back of his mind at least.
And it shows her talent by the fact that she won going 3/4 first time out.
Yeah, you have her 4th
I do.
behind Bubbles on Ice, and I want to bet you the 5 beats the 8.
Well, that's the only bet we have in here,
Okay,
right?
5 over 8. Talk about the 8 a little bit, and then I'll talk about her.
I don't have much to say. I mean, she was keeping very good company over there in Europe. Did not come over
a
for
big
the
fan of
Breeders'
Shale?
Cup. I'm sorry.
Shale are pretty gorgeous. I don't think either one of them ran the Breeders' Cup, but
They
they're both
didn't.
nominated.
They were both entered. Yeah.
So half to Flavius, actually, is a miler.
Just Flavius?
I don't know if there are some other brothers and
There are some-
sisters
I think
running
there are
around
some
wildly, but the horse you know of is Flavius.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell you the problem with the number 8, Bubbles on Ice. And I agree with you. This horse definitely running against good competition in the last 2 starts. Watching those 2 races, I wonder how far this horse wants to go. I got a feeling the next race you see this horse in, Christoph's going to look to turn this horse back to 6 furlongs. Because I said it to Christophe, and he said the same thing to me yesterday. Because I said, this horse, like you said, kept some very good company over there. And I watched the races, both of them, and I'm sure you didn't watch them.
I did not.
This horse just doesn't finish. Now, maybe part of the problem in finishing was there were better horses in front of her, but I got concerns that this is a horse with talent that needs to go shorter.
Okay.
It's a big partnership between Craig Bernick and Saul Kuman. Is there a 3rd involved there? There's an and in the 4th.
There's an and.
Wow.
Do you have a program?
I see her getting bred to slumber somewhere in the future. Oh, Cheyenne Stables, right. Yeah. That's right, Everett Dobson.
Those are the colors she's wearing, actually. Should have known that.
Quite a... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mastery, right? He had Mastery. Mastery could have been a really good horse.
Mastery
Is
was
he going to
the
have
goods,
2-year-olds
man.
this year?
Yeah.
He's at Claiborne, I think.
He was Justified, no? Same crop? 18?
So he was bred in 19, born in 20. Oh, they'd be yearlings. You're right.
I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
He
I
might
felt
not
like
have
he
been
would be
Justified because I
4.
can't remember having Mike Smith was having a choice. That could have been 17.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Oh, there's a Practical Joke running in the 4th race at Keeneland today.
Really?
2 horse for Brett
Exciting.
Calhoun.
I
am excited.
That's a $10 win bet for you. $20
No,
bet.
I'll just root for him. I love
on.
Joke. No, I'm not going to. I don't have to bet. I'd be excited to see him do well. Yeah, Bubbles Knight's a funny horse because I'll tell you something. If I'm wrong and she was just running against better horses, she could win this race.
Absolutely.
I mean, she faced legit horses, and I'll say something else. The 1 and 2 are not tigers. They're going to have to step forward to show that they're. I mean, they ran okay, but they didn't set the world on fire last year. They're nice horses, and they were well placed in those races.
I don't disagree.
I mean, the truth of the matter is, the 8's the one that faced the better horses. The question is whether or not she can
over
come
there.
over.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, Christophe does not have great numbers with Europeans in their first start here. He's done well with them, but not in their first start. I'm just interested to see how far this horse wants to go. But I also, by the way, I made his bet. I won't be surprised if she wins. I mean, she's a dangerous player here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Race number 9. This is the race you've been waiting for. This is it. The last race of the Aqueduct Spring Championship meeting.
I feel like we should be playing Old Lang Syne or something.
You know, Pat and I were having a debate yesterday. Should it be the championship meet or the boutique meet? How about the boutique championship meet?
Now we're talking.
It's really Keeneland East, the big A. You know, racing the way it's supposed to be.
Andy.
By the way,
Andy. Keeneland is Aqueduct West.
You make a great point. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but this is how racing's supposed to be. But anyway, for guys that live in the city.
Correct.
I grew up upstate. You know, I'm like a farmer at heart. We'll take a look at your horse. We'll look at.
Yeah, you're a regular Old McDonald. Old McDonald Serling. Catch him later on America's Day at the races.
One thing you know for sure, Anthony, I put this replay up because I knew you'd pick this horse. How could you not pick this horse?
No. Yeah, this is all me.
My only problem with this horse who ran fine in here was he was inside and then outside the good rail. This race totally collapsed.
Yeah, it did.
But obviously dropping down, this is a logical.
And that was it. It was just the drop down. I think the horse that the horse that you have on top, I think, is the only other place you can go on top.
Well, the problem with my horse, frankly, I watched her turf race. She stunk. Now those horses were a world better than what she's facing here, and frankly, what Summer at the Spa faced. You know, cost benefit and fetching. It's in good form then, even Sweet Kisses.
I know this. You want to know how I know this? I can be confident with 3s and 10s in here. You have Lucky Luck as 3rd. That's how I'm confident with 3s and 10s.
You love Lucky Luck as well.
And you, I mean.
Look at that. We got all the same picks.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is all 3 and 10. I don't have to worry about anything else. Because if you have Lucky Luck as 3rd, you can't win.
Well,
Nobody else can win.
I'm going to have to take a 10 against the 3. I don't have any confidence.
That's
but
it.
I'm going to have to take it. I mean, I'll be up 8 lunches by this point, so it doesn't really matter what we do. Now, let me ask you a question. If somebody sweeps, because it won't happen to me, it could happen to you. There should be like a sympathy thing. It's like a wave a white flag type thing.
You are something.
I just hope Frank
You
is
are
keeping
something
track of
else,
these.
my man. You are something else. You gonna tweet these out, or you want me to do it?
Are we going to be outside or inside on Wednesday? It's going to be cold. Windy and 50.
I won't be there Wednesday. I'll see you Thursday.
Thursday.
Be doing radio Wednesday. I don't know.
We'll have to discuss it with the most important man, Eric Donovan, assuming he makes it back from Oaklawn with Maggie.
Why would you think they wouldn't make it back?
They may stay. They may stay.
Maggie
Having
tweeted
so
out
much
a
fun.
great picture. She's staying in the hotel apparently, and
It's nice. The
right
hotel's
on the
there,
clubhouse
yeah.
turn.
Yeah, I know.
Right on the clubhouse
The
turn.
only that's obviously incredibly convenient. What I liked about staying in town, which is only a mile and a half from Oaklawn, from the track, is you're near the restaurants and stuff. That pizza place,
DeLucas?
DeLucas, that place is great.
I'm looking forward. I'm trying to go to the Rebel next year. I'm trying to get down to the
You might
Rebel.
want to start driving now.
Trying to get
Or
down to
walking.
the 19 hours apparently. My friend Tom Amenta has done it with his dad. They used to have horses down at Oaklawn. They made the trip from.
It's only 3 from Memphis.
Yeah.
I drove from Memphis to Birmingham and then Birmingham to Lexington.
Were you walking in Memphis?
What is that related
It's
to?
a Mark Cohen song. It's a fantastic song.
Mark
Really good song.
Cohen? I don't even know who he is.
Oh, it's a good song.
Is he related to Leonard?
I don't believe so.
Okay. It's been really
Or
fun.
David.
We'll be at Belmont next time you see us.
Yes.
Unless you watch.
Well, next time you see him, next time you see me.
Next time I'm on, I won't be on with somebody quite as attractive.
Unless
as
you're coming to
Anthony,
have a
but
cigar tonight. Then you'll see me.
Everyone's invited for the cigar.
Come on over.
I'm not.
We'll come to the hut tonight?
No.
Come to the hut.
No,
We'll
I'm going to be
slam
very
some-
busily
we'll
working on
slam some-
Friday's card
we'll
at
slam
Belmont.
some dominoes.
I got to
in there.
work.
You play
on-
dominoes?
No, I could learn though.
You'd be very good at dominoes. You'd be amazing. In fact, you'd be amazing at dominoes because it's just numbers and knowing what the other people have or assuming what they have.
Okay.
And you're never wrong, so you'll know what everybody has. We'll
Never
be fine.
wrong.
We'd be the
I've
greatest
never-
domino
Anthony,
team of all
I've never
time.
been wrong. let's get that. Let's be clear on that. Anyhow, you need to head over to Naira Bets. This is one thing I am not wrong about.
No.
You need to go to Naira Bets.
And you know how
You're
you
not a
keep
member.
talking about how the code is in the, it's a little hidden?
It is hidden.
Anything great, Andy, anything great.
It's like those
You need
those
to.
games, find the hidden things, find the hidden code.
Where's Waldo?
Derby, Derby 25. We'll give you a free $25 bet along with the usual $200 sign-up bonus. We'll match with $200 your initial deposit. That is, we decide Vino Rosso winning the Stymie. That's an
It's
amazing.
not, by the way.
No, who is it?
No, I don't know. How about that up there, by the way? That's fantastic. I don't know who it is.
Yeah,
it's not Vino Rosso. Vino Rosso was the 8.
Something Fugazi about that.
So Fugazi.
You bet 50 or more to win at each track through the app and the app only, and you get a $15 bonus. What could be better than that? And 1 to 2:30 on 2, 2:30 to 5:30 on 1, 5:30 to 6:30 on 2. I'll be on 1 to, one thing I know, I'll be on 1 to 4:15. That's what I know. With Acacia, Courtney, and Greg Wolf. Miggs in the paddock. He's all over the place. Maggie is in transit, but she'll be back. She hasn't been with us for 2 weeks. She's been at Oakland.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you at Belmont for the next Talking Horses, but a good day of racing. Enjoy it. John Imbrial up with the final reprise of the Scratches and Changes for the Aqueduct meeting. Have a great day.
Hello once again, racing fans, and welcome to Aqueduct on closing day of the spring meet. Mostly sunny skies, the temperature today around 60 degrees. The main track is fast. The outer turf is good with the portable rail up at 12 feet, and the inner turf is firm, and that portable rail is set at 9 feet. In today's first race, number 1 Reunion Tour, 1 pound over. And note that number 4, Shinjuku, will run with 1 aluminum pad again. First race starts the early pick 5, and today we have a mandatory payout. Second race, scratch the 4, Fair Regis. Scratch number 4. An overweight in the third, number 2, Up 74, is 1 pound over. Race 4 begins the Empire 6 with a mandatory payout. Number 1, Positive Skew, runs with cheek pieces again. And scratch the 6, Wicked Amber. Scratch number 6. Race 5 starts the late pick 5, mandatory payout there. Scratch 1, Mo Maverick, and 5, Cecilia Mike. Scratch 1 and 5 out of race 5. In the 6th race, scratch the 3, Dial Me Up. Scratch number 3. Race 7 is the Park Avenue division of the New York Stallion Stakes, and there are no changes. Race 8, the Memories of Silver Stakes. Number 3, Frost Me, 1 pound over. Scratch the 6, Song of Innocence. Scratch number 6. And in today's 9th and final race, for number 3, Summer at the Spa, there's no change of equipment. She wore blinkers in her last start. She'll wear blinkers again today. Number 4, Towering Gaze, runs with a hood again. And we now have a jockey change on the 6, Charlotte Webley, to Jalon Samuel. Jalon Samuel on the 6, Charlotte Webley in race 9. Aqueduct's main track is fast. The outer turf is good, and the inner turf is firm. The Sunday opener at the Big A, coming up in 27 minutes at 1:20.
It only takes 20 cents to take down an Empire. The Empire 6 is the 20 cents minimum bet with a 100% net pool payout every day at Aqueduct. The sequence is the last 6 races on the card with a 20% takeout each day at Aqueduct. Win big with 20 cents on the Empire 6. For details on the Empire 6, visit nyra.com/Empire6.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit NairaBets.com.
I think when people watch it on TV, they think that it's just a rich man's sport and there's nothing else involved. But when people actually come into this side of the sport and they see, and it puts a lot of dollars back into the industry in New York, and we need to protect that.
Working here, it's given me a life and a sense of security for not only myself financially, but also to provide for my family. Ideally, I would love to have my career here.
I'm a single mom. I was able to raise my son and put him through college, and something I'm very proud of, and I couldn't do it without New York racing.
In the backstretch, there is a community that surrounds the racetrack. People that work day in, day out, loving what they are doing.
I mean, there's electricians, there's plumbers, there's carpenters, there's all these men and women who do jobs every day.
One horse requires a hot walker, a groomer, a person who's going to walk them to the races, the people who take care of them every day. And we need all these people to take care of the horses and to continue moving forward in New York racing.
This job has given me not only hope for tomorrow, but has made so many of my wishes come true.
We're really real people back here working our butts off to make this happen. It's a commitment. There's a lot of people back here that depend on this place.
I had the opportunity to go back to school thanks to the jobs provided for us here.
Our industry is vital within this state.
We are New York Racing.
We are New York Horse Racing.
Jobs.
Opportunity.
Community.
We are New York Racing.
We are New York Horse Racing.
We are New York Racing.